Welcome to Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes with your host Bert Laporte, Damien Monte Carlo, and Angry Mike D. Alright, sit back and enjoy the ride as they talk about all things that rock and other useless knowledge you don't care about. And remember, every asshole has an opinion. This is theirs. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.
All right, we're back. Another episode of Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes. This one, we're doing a review of the King Gizzard and the Electric. Fuck, I always say electric. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard album.
Gizzard.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard album. New album called Phantom Island. And these guys are like our go-to band. Every time they have a new album out, which seems to be like
twice a year.
Yeah. It's
2,
crazy.
3, 4 sometimes.
And I remember Mike talked about them a few years ago. I thought the name was funny as hell, but ever since then, I see them. I hear people talking about them, and I see them. Their name popping up, and they play like they come around. I think they're coming this summer.
I think next month maybe
at the Man, yeah. And I like the fact that every album is something totally different. It's so out there. You know, it's you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
but it's them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like them. Now lately, even on this album, it seems like they're on like a '60s kick or something.
'60s, '70s, like a '70s kick. I mean, this one sounds like a '60s.
They just do what they want. They just
I think that's great. You know,
you might hear a thrash album next album. You know,
you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. So this is, in case, some people will watch the beginning of the show. We start off from our least favorite to our favorite song, and we compile all our numbers, and that's how we mark the scores. We go from our least favorite to our favorite. So in case it's the first time you're seeing this, so you don't click off in 2 seconds thinking we're bad-mouthing all the stuff for anybody, this is how we do it. Okay, if it's out of 10 is the ranking. So if we give it a 1 to 4, it's not good. If we give it a 5 to 6, it's a pretty average, okay song. A 7 to 8 is good. A 9 to 10, it rocks. It's good. It's real good. So that's how we break it down. So if you see us give it a 6 or a 7, don't get your panties in a bunch.
Yes. Good analogy.
So, yeah. I mean, a 6 is average. It's not bad. Okay. So, you get these people that are like, it should all be a 10 out of a 10. I'm like, nothing is a 10 out of a 10. Come on.
No, I mean, a 10 out of a 10 is like the greatest song ever written.
Right. I give 10s here and there, but it's not like, I'm not going to give the whole album 10. Come on, let's be realistic.
The closest album for me would probably be Appetite for Destruction, and I still wouldn't give that all 10s.
Yeah, there's still 1 or 2 that aren't as great as the rest of the song, sure. Okay, so this is a track-by-track breakdown from our least favorite to our favorite, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Phantom Island, which came out a couple weeks ago, and always a pleasant surprise with these guys. So we're going to go track by track, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit. Okay, coming in at number 10. There's 10 tracks on this. Coming in at number 10, Grow Wings and Fly. What you got, Damo?
All my scores were really close. They were all like around the 6, 7 range. I mean, they're all like pretty close. I mean, they're all like equally good, but nothing really like blew me away. All the scores were interchangeable. This one I gave a 6.3. I just think it was maybe a little bit too much noodling going on, which got like the lowest score I thought, in my opinion. But they're all the songs I thought were pretty even.
Right. Yep. Mike D. What did you give it, Dame? I'm sorry. What did you give it, Dame?
6.3.
6.3. Mike D.
Yeah, I'm with Damien on what he just said about this album. This was probably my least favorite. I still gave it a 6.5, which is probably my lowest score, and there's a few of them. And it actually jumps back a few albums in the past with this one. It goes back to Butterfly 3000 and reprises their song Shanghai a little bit on this. Well, actually, the whole song.
Right.
But yeah, it still wasn't one of my favorite ones. It wasn't terrible, just kind of there. But
All
there
right.
you go.
Grow Wings and Fly, I gave a 5 out of 10. As the album's closer, it carries a cool vibe with interesting instrumental textures in there. However, it is my least favorite on the record. It's just not as good as the rest of it. It's okay. I gave it a 5. Coming in number 9, Sea of Doubt. What you got, Damo?
I like this one. I mean, it has man, all the songs they have that 60s 1970s vibe. Like it could go from anywhere from like 68 to 71. I feel like this is a time period. Um this one I actually liked, a lot of acoustic guitar, but it's pretty, it's a good rock track. I gave it a 6.6.
Okay, Mike D.
I gave this one a 6.5. I like the little trippy flutes in there. I don't know. So with me, a lot of times, especially towards the end of the album, and especially on albums like this, where it's kind of like, I don't want to say it all sounds the same, but it all has that same vibe. Like
Right.
you start to get a little bit tired, and this probably fell into that because I think if I listened to this maybe standalone, I'd probably give it a 7, maybe a 7.5. I don't know. But right now, I gave it a 6.5.
Okay, Sea of Doubt, I gave a 5.75 out of 10. I mean, this track's definitely layered with some complex stuff in it. It definitely contributes to the album's narrative, I think. The quiet vocal moment is a standout for me in the song. Overall, it's an okay song. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Coming in at number 8, Lonely Cosmos. What you got, Damo? Exciting.
This one, I don't know, kind of reminds me of like Beatles, Yellow Submarine kind of era type song. I liked it. Like most of the songs are all pretty close. I gave it a 6.5.
Okay, Mike D.
This one a little on the slower side, trippy effects in there. I love the orchestra parts in there, which is kind of something new to them, which they really haven't done. And yeah, man, I like this one. I gave it a 7.
Lonely Cosmos, I gave a 5.5 out of 10. It opens up with this like lush orchestration part that fades into a quiet acoustic and kind of like mellow vocal part. It's got some strings. It's accompanied by some strings in there. It fits well as a bridge on this record to the record's flow. But it feels less distinct as some of the other ones as a standalone piece. Fits great in the record. By itself, it really don't do much, but it does work in the record as a whole. Okay, coming in at number 7, Panpsych.
Good luck. Wow.
I said it right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not have my money on that one.
Panpsych. What you got, Damo?
Yeah, I like this track. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of different layers and stuff, but whoever mixes their stuff does a great job, because as much as there's like a lot of stuff going on, there's definitely like some separation where you can decipher what's going on. But yeah, it's like some trippy stuff. The whole album has that 60s theme, and I gave it a 6.8.
Okay, Mike D.
Panpsych, I gave a 6.5. It had that groovy, just 70s kind of feel to it. Little flutes going on and stuff. Kind of like this one. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, I gave Panpsych a 6.25 out of 10. It's got a flute intro, gives way to a pretty cool, dancey, groovy beat. The lyrics are pretty imaginative, and I mean, this band's eccentric, so this is like their signature flair. They're very eccentric. It's quirky, the song, but it's kind of enjoyable. I kind of dig it. Coming in at number 6, Eternal Ruin. What you got, Damo?
Yeah, this one.
Eternal Return?
Like there's Eternal Return. Yeah,
is it what it's called? Is it Eternal Return?
I believe it was.
Or is it Eternal Ruin? I think it's Eternal Ruin.
Eternal Return.
Oh, I called it the wrong
Return.
thing. Okay.
Yeah.
My fault. I was going to fuck up something.
Yeah, I guess there's a different singer on this track. It's like a lower vocal on it. It sounds like to me, unless he's just singing it low. I don't know.
I believe the whole band does vocals, so
they all do, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. They all do. I don't know who's singing fucking what.
Yeah, this is definitely like a lower vocal and through most of the song, but Um, yeah, I liked it. It was pretty consistent with the other ones so far. I gave it a 6.75.
Cool. Mike D.
Eternal Return. I like this one. Chill track, man. I actually liked
Yeah.
it a lot. I gave this one a 7.5.
Eternal Return, I gave it 6 out of 10. It's dreamy. It's got an atmospheric introduction with the vocals. At parts like the deep part, a little reminiscent of Frank Zappa. You know, this. It complements the album's tone and theme more than anything. I think it doesn't stand out as a highlight, but again, it works well within the record. Coming in at number 5, Silent Spirit. What you got, Damo?
I don't know. This one reminded me of like some like trippy, demented song that would have ended up on the Lawrence Welk show somehow. like they snuck these guys in or something. I gave it a 6.5.
Okay, Mike D.
Yeah, this one I kind of like this one. I gave it a 7. Kind of had that like 70s soul sound, but like with this strange kind of like Boston sounding guitar over the top of it.
Yes. Yeah. Silent Spirit, I gave a 7 out of 10. It starts out with, like Mike said, a classic rock kind of little guitar part. Then it kind of morphs into this Chicago style groove, the band Chicago. The vocal hooks are pretty good in this one. Mid-track instrumental section definitely elevates the song for me. This would make the song give a higher mark than the others. Arguably, the strongest feature is definitely that middle instrumental section. Is pretty damn neat. I think it goes into like this kind of Middle Eastern kind of part. It's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. Coming in number 4, Space Sick. What you got, Demo?
Yeah. So far, I like this one the most up to the songs that we reviewed so far. You got some crunchier guitars, but then you still got some rock and flute in there. So yeah, I gave it a 7.
Okay, Mike Day.
Gave this one a 7. Can't say much more than Damien on that one. Little groovy 70s sound, man. Lots of flute.
I also gave this one a 7. Space Sick gets a 7 out of 10 for me. I think it's very cinematic. It's got a cinematic feel to it. It kind of draws you in, It's a well-rounded song. Definitely a well-rounded song. Memorable chorus. Very laid-back energy, though. But, yeah, Space Sick was kind of cool. All right, here goes the good ones. Coming in the top 3 here. Coming in number 3, Aerodynamic. What you got, Damo?
This one you kind of remind me of like an early Bowie type song. Some orchestration, some horns I liked in there, but I gave it a 6.5. A little more on the lower side for me.
Okay, Mike D.
I like this one, man. Like slow, chill groove going on. And almost the way it starts out, it almost reminded me of something that would be on the Saturday Night Live soundtrack. Saturday Night Fever soundtrack with the Bee Gees doing it. But then it kind of breaks out of that. But yeah, I like this one. 7.5 for me.
Aerodynamic. I gave a 7.25 out of 10. I like this one too. It opens up with an acoustic guitar. It's got some smooth keys in there. It definitely has a nostalgic vibe to it. Strong melodic lines. It definitely channels a retro sound. I mean, the whole record does. It really does. But it's still got some kind of freshness, I think, to it that still fits today. This is definitely a highlight for me. I like that song a lot. Coming to number 2, Dead Stick. What you got, Damo?
This was my favorite track on the album. Way more up tempo than the other songs. It's got some crunchy guitars, but it's got a lot of horns in there that are really, really cool. It's got like some horn, like the horns that you'd hear like in the early Alice Cooper records, like those big booming horns, like for accents and stuff. I really like that stuff. I gave it a 7.75.
Mike Day.
Yeah, probably tied for my second place. Gave this one a 7.5. A little Doobie Brothers feel in it, too.
Dead Stick, I gave it 6.75 out of 10. This track definitely leans into the Chicago-inspired sound with the horns, I think, and all that. Particularly the horns, definitely the horns. You can hear the storytelling through the music, though. I don't know if this is a story altogether, but it definitely has that flow for me.
All their stuff kind of intertwines, so it's like listening to like a part of a story from 5, 6 albums. It's all kind of continued, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, I'm too old to go and try to figure out the story. I just want to listen to the music.
The vocals I thought had a good touch of soul in it. Some real cool. Like at times I'm wondering, is it one of the guys in the band, or do they have like some chick singing in the background? I don't know, but it's pretty cool. It's definitely got a soul vibe to it. It's a fun tune. I think it's definitely Dead Stick's a fun tune. Coming in number one, Phantom Island. What do you got, Demo?
Yeah, it's the opening track. It's got some cool sections in the song, some cool different parts throughout. I like the strings and I like the horns in there. Wasn't my favorite track, but I gave it. It was definitely one of the. Yeah, it was like my second favorite track. 7.5. I gave it.
Okay, Mike D.
Yeah, this was my favorite track off the album, hands down. I gave it an 8. I might have been able to squeeze an 8.5 out of this one, but I thought it was a good track. It laid down kind of the whole feel for the album right then and there. Some nice tempo changes in it. You knew what you were going to get after this one.
Yep. Phantom Island. I gave it a 9 out of 10, our highest score for this episode.
Nice.
I got to say, this one's definitely my favorite. Maybe one of my favorite songs from them. It's the opening song on the record. It's got a cinematic opening, which I used a couple times, but it really has a cinematic feel to it. It sets the tone for the album with the cool blend of Chicago-style horns and arrangements, kind of like that smooth yacht rock. It's got a little bit of that yacht rock in there. The transitions go into this catchy Beatle-esque kind of thing, which I kind of dig. On this album, this is a standout moment, bang, from the beginning. It's bold, it's creative. I think this song's actually bordering genius, the way it's put together. It's really, really neat. Does it have a big chorus?
Cool parts in it.
Yeah, there's not a chorus that goes, oh my God, but there's just so many cool layers and parts and different things happening. It's really, really cool. So, Damien gave the record a 6.82. Mike D gave the record a 7.1. I gave the record a 6.575. Our total score is a 6.831, which lands in the good to average category. So it's a pretty good record. Not too bad. It's worth checking out. So we're going to go on to our final thoughts. Damo, final thoughts on Phantom Island.
Yeah, it's a really good, interesting album. There's a lot of cool things throughout. I like the 60s, 1970-ish vibe on it, and it's, man, I don't know how they do it, but it just sounds like it's from that time period. It's
like the last record pulled it off too, for what they were going for.
Yeah.
They had a throwback feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
Mike D, final thoughts.
Yeah, for me, this album, and I am going to buy this one. It's not something I'm going to go and say, I want to listen to this track or that track. It's something I'm just going to put on and listen to the whole thing through. And I think this album works better than that, than just going and breaking down tracks. If I had to actually give this album a rating, I'd probably give it an 8. But as songs, as just themselves, it doesn't stand out.
Right. Yeah, I agree. My final thought is you have to listen to this album as a whole. It's so much better as a whole. Phantom Island delivers a unique, laid-back, cinematic listening experience. Definitely. It blends 70s soft rock aesthetic with cool orchestrations and, orchestral parts, as you'd say. This band's signature has always been being experimental. The experimental spirit for this band, because you never know what you're going to get, or you never know what they're going to do next. It's an ideal album if you're sitting back on a Sunday morning, sipping a cup of coffee, looking out the rainy window. It's a perfect
wake and bake.
Yeah, it's a perfect album for a chill Sunday morning before you wake up. You're kind of, a little groggy, while not every track lands, with equal impact, overall, the tone, the cohesion of the whole record make it an enjoyable, relaxing journey. I recommend you try it out. I think this one's good. You can find it on Spotify, all them platforms. Go to Amazon, order it. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Phantom Island. See you guys next week.